The Off-Road Zone is brought to you by CF Moto. Exceed your expectations. Honda. Yamaha. And by Chaco. Welcome to the Off-Road Zone. This week, we're taking you with us to Montana, where you'll be granted exclusive access to the annual Snowshoot event, where all the manufacturers unveil their new models. So get ready to get a good look at the all-new 2016 models from Arctic Cat, Ski-Doo BRP, Yamaha, and Polaris. Later in the episode, Project Predator will continue, where we'll be dealing with the installation of a new lift kit and aftermarket exhaust system. Let's head south of the border to West Yellowstone, Montana, and meet with Travis Watt, who will tell us a little bit about his hometown.
Snowmobiling's kind of the anchor of our winter economy. So there's a lot of other things we have going, but it's the main part of that. And so it's important to us. We've had a long relationship with the manufacturers over the years. We have all 4 dealerships in West Yellowstone. And so over about 30 years, we've had a good long relationship. They came to us many years ago with a snowshoot event, and we pulled it off then, and then they came about 5 years ago, and we just keep doing it. So we try to roll out the red carpet, and we've got some nice facilities and infrastructure that are real close to town, so they're very convenient, and the riding's almost right out your back door of the hotel, so that helps a lot too. So we've got the small town charm, and we're kind of proud of that. You know, we are a small town, everybody knows everybody. And we kind of we're in the mountains, people like that. We like the look and the feel. We're not a big city, we don't compete with the big cities, and we're not trying to. And a lot of the hotels and restaurants are owner operated, they're mom and pop shops. And so mom and dad are in the kitchen, or they're making beds, or they're at the front desk. And so that lends itself to a really high level of customer service as well, that, you know, we're not competing with major hotel chains in the big cities. And so it has a certain appeal that people really like. It's about a 90-day business in the winter, and we do have cross-country skiing, we've got snowshoeing, we've got a lot of really great activities to do, dog sledding, we got snow coaches, but at the end of the day, the snowmobiling is really the main part of our winter business overall in the community. So we would still be open, but a lot of places would probably just shut down for the winter, and it would be fairly quiet. We have a little bit spring and fall. We do have some business, a lot of fishermen, people hiking and different things, but it's really not a busy time. We have 2 parts. The park opens up for summer, and then they close down for about a month. And then they open up for winter, and then they close down again for about a month in the spring. When the park closes, things pretty well shut down for us. Not completely, but it gets real quiet. And so we do have some very strong seasonality. But then we pick up again in the winter, and while it's not as busy as summer, it still keeps us pretty busy. A lot of places are closed down because they're summer only. So those of us who stay open year round, you know, it keeps us going pretty good. It's only 90 days. Yeah. It's a pretty short season. Good. And so we just hammer through it. But we've gone to a point where we were really busy and dropped off where we got really slow, and we're coming back, and it's kind of tapered out now. So the winter economy was really kind of a roller coaster for a while. And finally it's tapered out and settling down for us, and that's been really nice. Helps you plan for your future a little better. Yellowstone National Park is, of course, the main reason people come here, but also we've got fantastic riding out of the park. We've got between Island Park, Idaho, West Yellowstone area, and then even into Big Sky, we've got over 800 miles of groomed trails, and everything from beginner type trails to backcountry riding, hill climbing, deep powder. We kind of have it all here. And so no matter what the riding ability is, it's all right here. It's very convenient as well, and a lot of people like to bring their own sleds, and also there's a lot of people in town who rent them as well. Yeah, a lot of country. You know, once you have your snowmobile and you pick up the proper permits if you need them, there's a lot of country you can cover. You can ride for days and not see it all. And there's a lot of neat things to see. There's places out on the trail as well to stop and see things, some restaurants. And then right in West Yellowstone, of course, it's pretty convenient. You can ride from West Yellowstone to the trails, really from your door. So there's only 2 streets that you can't ride down. Everything else, you can ride down the streets or down the alleys. You know, whether it's winter or summer, there's always something to do. And then there's a lot of history in West Yellowstone as well. If you're a history buff, there's a ton of history. You know, the first national park is right here, and of course that's our calling card. Yeah. People come for Yellowstone. And so there's a lot to do in Yellowstone. You could spend weeks in Yellowstone and not see it all, whether you're into the science or just into viewing wildlife or photography. Fishing is big. You know, people love to come fish, whether they fish in Yellowstone or outside of Yellowstone, like on the Madison River just north of here. You know, coming to West Yellowstone is just a great thing. Whether you do it, you know, for yourself or with a group of guys or with your family, it's a wonderful place. There really is something for everybody here. And there's a lot to do. There's quite a bit to see. People usually come here for 2 or 3 days, then they realize it just wasn't enough. And they come back and they keep coming back. We have a high return, and I think that's part of the reason. There's plenty to do for everybody. And it's just a nice, relaxing place to get away from the big city and enjoy yourself. And the air's clean.
Coming up, we put on our suits and helmets and head out with Arctic Cat and Ski-Doo BRP. Stay tuned. Let's now join Cale Wayner, Media Relations Specialist at Arctic Cat Snowmobiles.
You know, at Arctic Cat, our engineers never sleep. They've been very, very busy this year. We've got a new engine, we've got a new mountain sled, we've made changes to our performance lineup, so we've been very, very busy, and we're very happy with that. We want the best product we can get out in the market, and they were very busy on our mountain sleds this year. We'd like to consider it basically an all-new snowmobile. We changed the front end design drastically. It's brand new spindles, brand new skis, brand new rear suspension. And this helps us for better riding in the backcountry, for side hilling, and ride and handling is greatly improved. You know, engine of choice in mountain is still the 2-stroke. It's either mostly the 8000 is what we sell most of, but the 6 is really strong as well. It's a great performance models. We have both 2-stroke and 4-stroke offerings. You know, every rider wants something a little different. The turbo mountain rider, they're climbing big chutes and hill climbing, and you know, they want that big high turbo horsepower. You know, the utility class is a very important part of the market. You know, a lot of people focus on performance and the racing, but utility is a high group of sales for us. So that's 65 horsepower 4-stroke. It's easy to use, it's quiet, and it can also be used as an entry-level machine for people like our touring segment. One thing consumers don't know, we're always working 2 to 3 years out. So things can always be improved, whether it's more horsepower, lighter, taking weight out of machines, improving the ride and handling. So there's always something to do to make them better.
From Arctic Cat, we now move on to Ski-Doo Snowmobiles, who had quite a few surprises for us in their 2016 lineup. Steve Cowing, at Media Relations for Ski-Doo Snowmobiles, talks to us about their 2016 lineup.
But Ski-Doo, we never really stop pushing. I mean, that's our tagline, and we really do live that. Innovation's part of what we do all the time. This year we brought new things to the market like a Pilot TS ski. We've expanded ITC into our 1200 and then put that in the Rev XS chassis. We don't stop because we're very passionate about our sport. What's neat about the Pilot TS is it allows a rider to start out the day with one type of a ski, maybe a little less edge to it because the trails are in good shape. And if the day gets really warm and the trails get a little sloppy, you just dial in the amount of bite that they want in the front of their vehicle. And that really is a big change for snowmobilers because usually you're stuck with one ski all day long, all week long, all year long. Well, every year we want to stay on the edge with colors even. So we look at what the latest, hottest trends are, and we adapt that to our models, without a doubt. We get a lot of feedback from consumers and dealers that we listen to very carefully, but we also have to be in front of anticipating what their needs are going to be or what they're going to want. And this year's XRS with the silver and the yellow together is really a classy looking snowmobile. To me, it said something more like along the lines of a Formula One look. Black is always a good option for the traditionalist, that's the color that he wants to do. And some of those guys will take that and dress it up with their own decaling too. Actually, we work with SCS Wraps, and SCS Wraps does a really good job of customizing machines, so a black snowmobile gives them a lot of palette to work with there, and they can really give you something wild or something a little less wild. Well, the Expedition Extreme is first a utility sled, but on top of it, if you look at the pickup truck world, this is the F-150 Raptor vehicle. This is really a high-performance utility vehicle that really can do a lot of things very, very well. And the idea behind that is just more capability. That 800 motor really pulls very, very well, and you can have some fun with it when you're not working it. To keep surprising the market, keep delighting people with new innovations, keep making the sport better. Without a doubt, that is our goal every day.
Coming up, we continue our discovery of the 2016 lineups from manufacturers Polaris and Yamaha. Stay with us. Testing manager Marty Sampson and product manager Jason Miller from Polaris Snowmobiles talks to us about their new 2016 snowmobile lineup.
I love being at Polaris. I first started at Polaris in 2005. I've worked in a number of groups in the company, from off-road vehicles and the powertrain and into snowmobiles, and it's great people. There's not a more passionate, more qualified, more capable group of people in the power sports industry.
Yeah, we're really excited about the lineup. Last year we introduced our new Axis chassis and all of our trail performance sleds, so Rush and Switchback. That's going off with a bang. People are super excited about those sleds. It's going really well out in the marketplace. And then this year we brought our RMK lineup into the Axis chassis. So we bring the new raised chassis platform in Axis with the new 800 HO motor to the mountains for 2016.
For 2016, we brought that 800 HO into the RMK, and it is a match made in heaven. That engine spools up super fast, makes great power, pulls super hard throughout the entire RPM range, and with that super light 408-pound chassis, there's nothing else on the snow that can touch it in power to weight. The Indy has been just a success story for us since model year 13 when we brought it back into the Polaris lineup. And it's a model that just has meant fun. It's the most powerful name in snowmobiling. It's got the best brand association. Everybody has ridden in the Indy or owned one. And in 2016 with the Terrain Dominator 600 Indy SP with the retro design, it just is it's a nod to our past.
That's the exciting part about working for Polaris. It's obvious that Polaris is a company that just doesn't let off the throttle, right? There's a lot of passion for snowmobiles at Polaris. It's what the company was founded on, and from the people that are working on the line all the way up to the CEO who absolutely loves snowmobiling in the mountains, and everybody in between. It's a snowmobile company. We sell, we build tons of other products, but there's still a ton of passion around snowmobiles.
From Polaris's impressive new collection, we now move on to our last but certainly not least manufacturer, Yamaha. Marketing Manager Wade West and Yamaha Pro Rider Andrew Klunt tell us about the new 2016 Yamaha lineup.
So it's a big year at Yamaha Snowmobiles. We've got great engineering projects. We've got 3 major initiatives that we've launched in the 2016 lineup, and it covers over half of the sleds we offer. To the casual observer that just looks at the plastic and the shape of the bodywork, it may not look like we've done a lot of work, but in reality, once you dig past that, there's a lot of change and there's a lot of new in the lineup this year. We've got 3 major projects that we've launched. We have a new engine management system for the Vector and the Venture models. It's called YCCT, and it's an engine management system. We have a new front suspension for our Viper MTX models, and we have a new rear suspension for our Apexes and Vectors. Our new YCCT system stands for Yamaha Chip Control Throttle, and what that does is it's actually 2 systems working together. The YCCT part manages the airflow and the position of the butterfly valve in the throttle, and we also have what we call D mode that manages the fuel mapping. And we put that together to form the YCCT system in the Vector and the Venture series, and that allows customers to toggle between 3 settings, 3 modes.
The new SR Viper with the new front ends and the bigger skis, they really help you on the side hills, and they just work. Reliability, when I go into the backcountry at the end of the day, I know I'm coming back out, and it always keeps motoring right up the hill, and it never bogs down.
We're always working. Our engineer team never rests. So you've seen this year we have genuine Yamaha technology in the YCCT engine package. You've got genuine Yamaha technology in the single shot rear suspension. We're always working on projects either jointly with our manufacturing partners or on our own in Japan.
Coming up, the guys run into a snag while installing the new exhaust system on our Polaris RZR 900S. Stay tuned.
Well, we needed to add some height to the vehicle. One of the reasons being was that we were planning to put some 30-inch tires on it. So we needed to have some extra wheel well to allow for the tires. But also, we can't hide the fact that anytime that you lift any vehicle, it adds a certain amount of aggressive appeal. And because of the trail systems and the trails that we're used to riding, which sometimes you can face some, rock gardens or, real harsh conditions, the extra lift was something that we really needed to have on this unit. We decided to go with a Super ATV 3-inch lift. Reason being, once again, very good reviews on the unit. We wanted something that was also very easy to install, bolt on. The unit also came with a set of Rhino axles, which was super easy installation process. Everything was great when it came to installing the unit, and we're very happy with the final result. We installed the aftermarket exhaust from Barker's Exhaust. We kind of ran into a little snag because it kind of conflicted with the lift kit that we had just installed. So we had to, simply just do a small mod on the pipes. and the lift kit bracket to allow for the exhaust tail to fit properly.
It might also interest you to know that once their modifications were done, the team decided to send them over to the lift kit manufacturer. So now in the future, there'll be proper brackets produced in order to attach to the modified parts alongside a new exhaust system.
But again, nothing really complicated to do. And we must admit that the installation went easy according to all documentation that was supplied. And also, we haven't really tested the performance of the unit yet as the time that we're doing this recording. However, I can tell you that the unit sounds absolutely amazing.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's episode of The Off-Road Zone. For more information on anything and everything you saw in tonight's show, please visit one of the following websites and come pay us a visit at offroadzone.tv. The Off-Road Zone was brought to you by CF Moto. Exceed your expectations. Honda. Yamaha. And by Chaco. Until next time, stay off the beaten path and join us again next week in the Off-Road Zone.